Hey, welcome back. My name is Sushant Satish, and I am your trainer for this AZ-104 Azure Administrator Associate Certification Examination course. We are at Module 6, and in this lesson, we're going to learn about Azure Traffic Manager. In this video, we're going to talk about what is Azure Traffic Manager so you understand the concept and where it is being applicable to, and what are the different types of routing methods available within the Traffic Manager, and how do you distribute traffic. So how do you distribute network traffic using Azure Traffic Manager? So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Microsoft Azure Traffic Manager allows you to control the distribution of user traffic to your service endpoints in different data centers around the world. The Traffic Manager works by using a domain name system or DNS to direct end-user requests to the most appropriate endpoint. And the service endpoints supported by the Traffic Manager include Azure VMs, web apps, and cloud services. And you can also use Traffic Manager with external non-Azure endpoints as well. And the Traffic Manager selects an endpoint based on the configured traffic routing method. And the Traffic Manager supports a range of traffic routing methods to suit different application needs. Once the endpoint is selected, the clients then connect directly to the appropriate service endpoint. And the Traffic Manager provides endpoint health checks and automatic endpoint failover, enabling you to build high availability applications that are resilient to failure, including the failure of an entire Azure region. So let's understand some of the benefits of Traffic Manager. So here are some of the specific ways you can use the Traffic Manager. Let's go through one by one. Traffic Manager helps you improve availability of critical applications. This Traffic Manager allows you to deliver high availability for your critical applications by monitoring your endpoints in Azure and providing automatic failover when an endpoint goes down. You can use Traffic Manager to improve responsiveness for your high-performance applications. So Azure allows you to run cloud services or websites in data centers located around the world. So Traffic Manager provides fast page loads and better user experience by serving users with the hosted service that is closest to them. And Traffic Manager upgrade and perform service maintenance without downtime. You can seamlessly carry out upgrade and other planned maintenance. Operations on your applications without downtime for end users by using Traffic Manager to direct traffic to alternative endpoints when maintenance is in the progress. And you can combine on-premises and cloud-based application together. So Traffic Manager supports both external, non-Azure endpoints, enabling it to be used with hybrid cloud and on-premises deployments. And you can use Traffic Manager to distribute traffic for large, complex deployments as well. Traffic routing methods can be combined using nested Traffic Manager profiles to create sophisticated and flexible traffic routing configurations to meet the needs of larger, more complex deployments. When you configure the Traffic Manager, you need to choose the right routing method. There are different types of routing methods available within the Traffic Manager. Each of these routing methods provide you with a unique set of features. So let me explain each of these routing methods in detail. So what is priority routing? When a Traffic Manager profile is configured for priority routing, it consists a prioritized list of service endpoints. The Traffic Manager sends all traffic to the primary, which is the highest priority endpoint first. If the primary endpoint is not available, the Traffic Manager routes the traffic to the second endpoint, and so on. Availability of the endpoint is based on the configured status, which is enabled or disabled. and the ongoing endpoint monitoring. The priority traffic routing method allows you to easily implement a failover pattern. So you configure the endpoint priority explicitly or use the default priority based on the endpoint order. So let's understand what is performance routing. The performance routing method is designed to improve the responsiveness by routing traffic to the location that is closest to the user. The closest endpoint is not necessarily measured by geographic distance. Instead, Traffic Manager determines closeness by measuring network latency. The Traffic Manager maintains an internet latency table to track the round trip between IP address range and each Azure data center. With this method, Traffic Manager look up the source IP address of the incoming DNS request in the internet latency table. And the Traffic Manager chooses an available endpoint in the Azure data center that has the lowest latency for the IP range. And the Traffic Manager chooses an available endpoint in the Azure data center that has the lowest latency for that IP address range. Then returns the endpoint in the DNS response. So what's the main difference in the geographic routing? So when the Traffic Manager profile is configured for geographic routing, each endpoint associated with that profile needs will have a set of geographic location assigned to it. Any request from those regions get routed only to that endpoint. Some planning is required when you create geographical endpoint. A location cannot be in more than one endpoint. So let's look at the Traffic Manager weighted routing method. The weighted traffic routing method allows you to distribute traffic evenly or use a predefined weighting. In the weighted traffic routing method, you assign a weight to each endpoint in the Traffic Manager profile configuration. The weight is an integer from 1 to 1000. This parameter is optional. If omitted, Traffic Manager uses the default weight of 1. The higher the weight, the higher the priority. Additionally, we have two more routing methods. The multi-valley routing distributes traffic only to IPv4 and v6 endpoints, and the subnet routing distributes traffic based on source IP address. So that concludes the Module 6 and the lesson for Azure Traffic Manager. I hope the information provided was useful. In the next video, we're going to check the knowledge based on what we have learned on Module 6. Module 6 was all about network traffic management. So I will see you on the next video. Till then, take care.